Okay, so here I am again. I'm at Langdon Nature Reserve, home of the Plotlands. Here's my car. I'm going to walk out of this book this time, and I'll just find which one it is. So it's Langdon, an old plot for EastEnders. There's the map. It's 3.7 miles, 1 hour 30 minutes. The car park closes at 5 PM though, and it's just gone 3 now, so I haven't got long. I'm going to have to speed through this one, so I might not get to take it all in. I'm going to try and get a few photos, some footage in, but yeah, it's going to be tight. However, I think I could just drive across that out onto the road. Otherwise they lock you in. Free car parking though, so I can't complain. Anyway, more to come. Okay, so I've been walking along this for about 15 minutes now. So I'll just read you a little bit from the book as I'm going along, like the history and stuff. Langdon Nature Reserve is an example of how abandoned urbanisations can become a haven for wildlife. Much of the area, now managed by Essex Wildlife Trust, formerly known as Plotlands. But where did this strange name come from? Back in the 1890s, a great agricultural depression ravaged the farming communities of Essex. The farmlands around what is now the urban fringes of Basildon were taken out of production and became redundant. They were divided into small plots and sold to EastEnders from London who dreamed of a self-sufficient lifestyle in the country. Between the turn of the century and 1940, these Plotlanders, as they became known, built hundreds of modest chalets and bungalows as weekend retreats or holiday homes. Many families would travel up from London by train carrying building materials with them. They lived in makeshift bell tents while the man of the house went about the DIY. Permanent residency was forbidden at Langdon because there was no proper sanitation or other services. For many Plotlanders, it was a bucket in the back and an old gas lamp to light the way if they needed the loo, but rural Essex was still a relatively quiet backwater, and most residents seemed happy to forgo some modern conveniences in return for an escape from the bustle and overcrowding of the East End. At the outbreak of World War II, the authorities turned a blind eye as many EastEnders moved to Langdon to escape the horror of the Blitz and survive by growing their own fruit and vegetables. But in 1949, the Plotlands at Langdon were compulsorily purchased and demolished to make way for Basildon New Town. In this walk you can see what's left of these idealistic dwellings, with their overgrown gardens and orchards which nearly half a century later support a rich mixture of wild flowers and animals. With 460 acres, 186 hectares of meadows, woods, ponds, plantation, scrub, Langdon is Essex Wildlife Trust's largest inland reserve. What makes Langdon so unusual is not so much the rarity of its plant and animal life, but the many species, once commonplace in the countryside, are now threatened by intensive farming and development, which thrive here. In 1969, when plans were discovered that the meadows would be turned into a housing development, there was public outcry and the idea was thankfully shelved. Today, the large grassy areas of Willow Park are still traditionally managed by grazing and hay cutting, and in summer, wild flowers attract butterflies and insects. In spring, the ancient woodlands of Marks Hill, Lintswood and Longwood are carpeted with primroses, wood, anemones and bluebells, helped along by rotational coppicing, another form of ancient woodland management which enables plants and animals to thrive. In your tramp through these ancient woodlands, you'll not only discover ponds filled with great crested frogs and toads, but as Langdon Hills is the highest point in Essex, you'll be privy to some of the most far-reaching panoramas of London. Who says Essex is flat, eh? Hopefully I'll get to see all that, but because the car park shuts at 5, we'll have to see. Anyway, I'm going to carry on down here. Sorry to bore you with all that, but you know, It's the history of the place. Other than that, it's just a walk through a wood, isn't it, really? So it's always good to have a little bit of background info on the place. Okay, hopefully I'm not going to get lost here. I've been following this path for a while and it says ignore all other paths. So, house through there. So I'm going to try down there anyway. More to come later on. Okay, so I've just checked the map and the guidebook for references, and I've just found the metal fence and the recreation ground they was talking of, so I know I'm on the right track, literally, which is good. So right in the forest now, along this bridleway. Really nice, and as it's so hot as well, it's good to sort of be in the shade of the trees, really. So yeah, I've just got to put my foot down, unfortunately, and get going with the walk. Otherwise I get locked in and I have to drive over that little embankment. Okay, so just come out of the woods here at Langdon Hills. I think that's Hall Wood there. Come out to here and you're up on top of these hills, and I've got to retrace my steps from here, but I thought it's worth going to see these views. It's incredible. On a clear day like this as well, you can see so much. I mean, I'll zoom the camera in so you can see, but I've got the London skyline ahead of me, like the Shard, Canary Wharf, there's probably others. I'm just going to zoom in, see how much you can see. It's funny, but I can actually see more from here than you can through the camera zoomed in. So I'm going to try and get a couple of photos here, and I'll try and put them in the video as well. Okay, so this is part of the regeneration project, and I think this is where a lot of like the Plotlanders sort of allotments and where they used to grow stuff was, and probably the ruins of like the you know, of like the little chalets and bungalows that they built. To be fair, there's not really a lot to be seen. I was quite surprised and a bit disappointed, really. I think you've got to go in the museum, that which I didn't really have time to do, and you know, the visitor centre, and I've just seen the car park, brilliant. The signposting around here is atrocious, and yeah, not really a lot to see. So if you've come here for history and stuff, I think really you're going to be a bit disappointed. If you've just come here for a day out, you know, for a walk, or you know, sort of a stroll with the family or whatever, then yeah, it's great, you know. But really, it's for the history of like the Plotlands and stuff, a bit disappointed, really. So, but still, you know, a walk is better than no walk. Walk's a walk, yeah, I think just around the corner is the visitor centre. It's just gone 4:30, so I think I'm in the green here. I might be able to get out. So what I'd cap it off is if the shop's still open, I can buy like a, you know, a guidebook or something. Yeah, it might give me a bit more info on the place. I think that's a play area over there. And there we are, back out at the visitor centre. Woo! Yes. There we go. That's another walk completed. There's my car. Okay, see you later.